Cause I don't care what you think.
Nobody's ever gonna call. I go do this every time there's a dance. That's how we know there's a dance coming up. The phone will go dead.
Oh, baby Laura. Oh. Back at it once again. It's always Steve and Laura time all the time. But I want to look at this dynamic of, daddy and, daddy daughter, and how it kind of intertwines with Steve, and how even maybe possibly Carl's interaction with Steve, maybe had something to do with Steve and Laura's interaction as well. So let's jump into it. I'm saying daddy and they baby girls, you know what I'm saying?
I told you, she's just too young for this dating thing.
I told you.
Rachel, you go right ahead and make that dress. Laura is gonna get a date, I guarantee it.
Dad has spoken. Daddy has spoken.
Mr. Urkel?
Oh. So I wonder if people remember this. Carl is the one that brings the Irk man into not into the world, but into the Winslow way, okay? This is interesting, though, because I don't know about y'all daddies, or if you're a dad now. My dad would not do this. My dad would be like, I don't know what to tell you, baby girl. You can sit up on the couch with me. Like, he wasn't really into stuff like that. He didn't really feel sorry like that. I didn't get a date. He's like, who cares? You still fly, you still this, what does it matter? So this is something my dad would not be doing. I don't know about yours. My dad would not be trying to hook me up with no dudes. You gonna have to get your own, girl. You gonna have to get your own. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Carl Winslow. I need a little favor. Yes, does your son, Steve, by any chance happen to have a date to the party tomorrow night?
Laura? Any guy who wouldn't go out with you isn't good enough for you anyway.
Oh,
Thanks, Eddie.
Big bro coming through. That is so sweet. That is so sweet. Y'all don't realize how powerful those words are when you hear it from your big bro, or from your father or your grandfather. Those words they're heavy. They're heavy. Good job, Eddie. They're heavy, Eddie. Laura's taking a chance. And we have to look at this too, I told you it's always Steve and Laura time, but you have to look at how some of these things shapes Laura's beginnings. And she took a little bit to blossom, right? But when she blossomed, everything kind of turned around. But right now, where she's kind of feeling awkward, and maybe not even, a lot of us go through this, right? Where we feel less than what we actually are. Because, we need to walk past the mirror every now and then to see okay, I'm kind of fly. You fly, you know what I'm saying? This is why I say, if you watch some of my other videos, why Laura guards her heart, right? Later on, because of these small things that she has to go through, where she's second guessing herself, her value, her beauty. So Laura kind of has to learn these things. It's interesting, though, too, that she knows dude's number. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm I don't remember knowing nobody's number. I don't even think I knew my number. Because remember back in the day, you get in trouble with the teacher, and the teacher would just, what's your number? I'm going to call your mama. I'm I don't know it. So you can't get me. You can't get me. So props to Laura that she knows the number. She's making
Hello, Mark?
Make that call.
This is Laura Winslow. Look, I may be risking humiliation here, but do you want to go to the dance with me or what?
That is so Laura Winslow, though. That is so Laura Winslow right there, man. Oh, Kelly did her thing from beginning to end. She was Laura Winslow. Boom!
Hi, Mr. Winslow. I'm Steve Urkel.
Boom! You know what I'm saying? Life's changed forever. Boom, there it is, baby. Look what you did, Carl.
Is Laura ready for the dance?
Yeah, Steve. Come right on in. She'll be right down.
I have to tell you, Mr. Winslow, when my dad said you fixed me out with Laura, I thought I'd wet my pants.
What do you think about it now, Carl? What do you think? This situation is so funny because how it starts off is awkward. It feels pressed. It feels like maybe not organic. But that's why I said this love story of Steve and Laura is so incredible, because looking at it right now, you would never guess what it turns into.
I've been crazy about her since the first grade.
First grade.
But she always thought I was some kind of a freak. Go figure.
Right. Oh, man. He didn't put it back up right.
What have I done?
What have you done?
These are for you. Wow, are you wearing a bra?
Eddie brought a dude. Laura standing right next to a dude that she called, and Steve's the one drooling over her. Steve's the one that got the drool, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just interesting how that, how that actually plays out later. You know what I'm saying? But Laura doesn't see that stuff right now. She's young. And look at Pops. Pops feels so guilty right now. Look at Carl's face. Look at Laura's face. Look at Dude's face. Like, wait a minute, Laura, I thought you called me. What are we doing? This journey, why I say later on you will start to see Laura guard her heart, because the stuff that she goes through when she's young.
Who are you? And why are those flowers dripping on my floor?
Why are you up in here making a mess? You're making a mess.
I can explain this.
Uh-oh. Explain it,
You
Pops.
called Laura to ask her for the date, didn't you?
Oh, Carl.
Why should I? My dad said you set it all up.
Exactly. Uh-oh.
You did what?
Well, honey,
I can't believe this. I've never been so embarrassed in my life.
but Laura,
Talking about what young Laura's going through right now. You know what I'm saying? And Daddy's not understanding at all. And Mama mad. Mama mad right there. Poor baby.
Thank you. What's your name, sugar?
Steve.
Steve and Tyrone, we won't be needing you tonight.
What's wrong with me?
Nothing. There's nothing wrong with you, Laura.
Hey, Laura.
You're smart, you're funny, you have a great personality.
Yep.
Great personality. Oh, I get it. I'm ugly.
You're not ugly.
But wait a minute, why do we associate that with, like, oh, they got a nice personality, and like, oh, they must not be hot, they must not be cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder why we associate it like that so much. And really, this is what makes Laura Winslow so dope and so fire. Because you're gonna see as she matures and becomes this beautiful girl, she's still the girl next door. You know, she's still respectful. She's still humble. She's smart. She's in all the things that Harriet just said. Laura remains that, but she just blossoms a little bit. You know, so that's what I love really about Laura Winslow, is that she was that girl. Like, she was that girl. She just don't know it yet here.
You're beautiful.
Little baby Laura.
oh, how was my little girl's first date? If they get too brave, you let me know.
Okay, Dad.
Look at that smile. Kelly, you better go ahead with that smile. Young to old with the smile, boy.
And sweetheart, I am real sorry about what I did tonight.
That's all right, Dad.
You shouldn't have sold the quilt, that's for sure. But this is a mistake that you're gonna have to live with and learn from.
I'll find that quilt if it takes me the rest of my life.
Well, Laura, I'm a cop. And the hard fact is, if you don't find a good lead within at least 24 hours, chances are you're not gonna solve the case.
Daddy, daughter, you know what I'm saying? I love what Carl told Laura right there. That's why I feel like Laura becomes so mature. Because he just gave her the truth, right? Like, some stuff, you go and you make that mistake, you can't fix it. You know, and that is a real reality. And it's actually strength to say, like, you know what? I can't fix that. And I'm going to have to deal with the consequence of it. And I love that Carl is telling Laura this, a daddy perspective, you know, but also telling it to her so gently, bringing her in, letting her kind of sit on his lap a little bit, but giving her truth. This is real papa-ness right here. We call that real papa-ness, real daddiness right there.
Wait a minute, that's her.
Who?
That's the lady who bought Grandma's quilt.
Laura, this is great.
Yep.
I'll take this down to the police lab and have them blow it up. Then I can read the license plate and find out who owns the car.
And Carl said the odds were against her, huh? But she Laura Winslow, though.
Look, Dad, there it is.
Wow, that's a nice quote, too. That's
Grab it and let's get out of here.
Laura said, grab it, let's get out of here. Laura doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I did not realize that this scene until now, like I'm doing it. I did not realize this was daddy-daughter scene right here. Kelly's outcoming here. Just want to let you know what it is, okay? The queen that she is.
Can I help you?
Give her, she's a little upset. You see, she wasn't supposed to sell the quilt. So we'll just give you your money back and you give us the quilt and we'll forget about the whole thing.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry,
Easy
but
peasy.
we made a deal.
But $3,000, that is some markup.
Yeah, she hustled. I always thought this scene was uncomfortable because it's adult versus kid, and adults know more than kids do. So I really feel like this woman really was in the wrong, and she knew what she was doing. But hey, business is business.
I'm not an unreasonable person. I'll sell it to you for $2,800.
Wow.
Look, I don't have $2,800.
Wow.
His entire history.
Well, honey, you sold it to me.
After you hustled
I
her.
didn't know what it was.
Right, after you hustled
My
her.
grandmother told me not to sell it,
Oh,
but I didn't listen.
no. Oh, gosh. I told you, I cannot help it. I cannot deal with it when Laura cries. I don't know how Kelly landed these lines like this where she gets the emotion and the passion and the tears. I don't know where she gets it from, but it messes me up.
I made a terrible mistake. I'll regret it for the rest of my life.
Ever.
I'm sorry. I really...
You don't understand.
You know,
I really hurt my whole family. Please, Miss Nash.
everybody.
You've got to help me. I mean, think about it. When you were a kid, didn't you do something you really wish you hadn't?
I've been there, Laura. I was actually there yesterday. I was there yesterday. Yeah, Laura. Girl, you better hit her. You better hit her where it hurts. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Amazing actress, Kelly.
Well, yes, everybody has.
Right, right.
Then imagine how you feel if you saw something of your family's that was priceless. And it was
Priceless.
the only record of all your relatives. Well, that's what this quilt is to us.
Oh,
It's the only way I'll ever know who I am, where I come from.
got her.
Sorry.
No one else, I think, could have done this scene like this, man. Oh, my gosh. Got to the lady. I think.
Mama, Laura has something for you.
They got it back.
Here, Grandma, this belongs to you.
They got it back.
Oh, my Lord.
She got it.
Oh, honey, I don't believe it. That's wonderful. Eddie, Judy, come on down here. We got the quilt back.
They got the quilt back, the family quilt back. You call it like a little mini miracle. I'll say, this is what I love about Laura Winslow. Like, this is who she is. Like, okay, I hurt my family. I gotta go make it right. And you'll see that throughout the history of Laura Winslow. Such a powerful scene. I even think Kelly even said in an interview I remember watching that this was like her all-time favorite episode, as it should be. She acted her butt off on this.
Carl, how on earth did you ever find it?
Well, I didn't do it, Ma. Laura did.
Laura did.
Oh, I am so relieved to have it back. We all are. What do you say, sweetheart?
You mean you trust me with the quilt?
Now more than ever.
Right, exactly. You proved
I
something.
never let it out of my sight, I promise.
Oh.
Until the day I give it to my daughter.
Oh. As we know, you know what I'm saying, that daughter, last name Urkel. You know, the last name gonna be Urkel. She don't know it right now. Last name Urkel, first name Baby, huh? Yeah.
That a yes?
No, I think that was a threat on your life.
Mom just doesn't understand me.
Oh, butter him
But
up.
you do.
Butter him
You're
up.
the greatest dad in the whole wide world.
Butter him up.
Laura, I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Is it working?
Is it working?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
I could have sworn I locked that door.
Wow.
You did. I took the liberty of making my own key.
Or is there? We got to understand that how dads teach us a lot, teach their girls a lot, and how you see guys, how you interact with guys. And if you look at it and you see that Carl, as of right now, does not have a high regard for Steve, right? And so it would be kind of crazy to think that doesn't a little bit fall on Laura.
What do you want, Steve?
You mean besides Laura?
I thought this dynamic, was so interesting because I never really looked at it from the standpoint of daddy. You know what I'm saying? As we know, Reginald Vale Johnson has always been looked at as one of the best TV dads, ever. You know what I'm saying? Ever to grace your screen. So I really wanted to take a look at that. And again, like I said, look at the dynamic of Carl, Laura, Steve, because everybody, like I said, people, a lot of times, we look at Laura, oh, she was mean and she was this and she was that. And I don't think people recognize a lot of the stuff. Like I said, I will say it myself. My dad's been in my life. I've been blessed. Thank you, Lord, that my dad has been a part of my life since my existence, right? And I know because I see other family members and I see the difference when the father's not around. And I see the difference when the father is. And when the father is a strong father, right? When he is strong, like Carl is, it shapes you. And it's so valuable. It's so valuable in so many different, I can't even really explain to you, but just, the confidence you get, the consistency, sometimes even the safety that you may feel, just being in your dad's arms, just being in your dad's presence, just even with my dad, just being around him. It's just kind of like, it's something that cannot, nothing can replace it. And I really can't really explain it. The show early on, how, I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to just keep it real. If you don't think some of the ways that Carl responds to Steve, some of the ways that Carl treats Steve, some of the things that Carl says about Steve in Laura's presence, and that doesn't impact her, I don't know what to tell you. That is completely false. It's completely wrong. I said it before. The fathers, they teach you how to see a guy, how to interact. They're the ones that kind of teach you what your value is. That's why I tell people this all the time. Parents are the most powerful beings on the planet outside of God. Outside of the Lord Jesus Christ, parents are the most powerful beings because they can make you or they can crush you, right? They can mold you into this incredible person, or they can crush you into feeling like you're nothing, right? Feeling like you're worthless, feeling like some of us deal with that. Some of us deal with the father absent in the home. I know that, like I said, I have family, majority of my family around me in my age group were not raised with the father in the home. You know what I'm saying? So I see some of the insecurities that they go through, some of the difficulty that they have with guys that frankly I just didn't have. And it's such a sad thing today that the daddies, that the men are so overlooked, nowadays in the home. Now let me say, hold on now for a second, because I know some people come at me. I understand what us women do. Okay, we handle the business. Okay, we're the ones a lot of times is holding it down from that front. We're the environment of the home usually, right? And all those different things that God created for the man and the woman, but we cannot overlook the impact and what a man brings, especially, not only to the son, but to his daughter. What he teaches his daughter about herself, and what he teaches his daughter about society, culture, what he teaches his daughter on how you should be treated. That's why, again, I say that this dynamic is so interesting between Laura, Steve, and Carl. Because that's what the father does. And I don't think people understand that, about Laura. And even here, in her first, the episode is called what? Laura's First Date, right? And so you see, even in this interaction that she starts having with these guys, it does not start off well. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does not start off, in the best way.
See, Carl, I told you. She's just too young for this dating thing.
I told you.
Rachel, you go right ahead and make that dress. Laura is gonna get a date, I guarantee it.
That Carl and Heather were having is like, hey, is she even ready for this? And that is a whole bar right there. Just asking yourself, is my child ready for all of this? My mom was completely against me dating young. Like, this young, my mom like, a date? You ain't about to go on a date. You can go to the movies, but you ain't gonna call no date. And you better bring some extra friends with you. You know what I'm saying? My mom was kind of like that. And I think in this situation with Laura, maybe she was a little bit too young to kind of deal with these things. Why? Because she's doubting herself. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I get it. I'm ugly, right? That's what that's what sometimes y'all look dating will do to you. It can make you feel like Laura said, she was embarrassed. It make like y'all think I'm just that trash that I can't get my own date, you know, and then she's going through this stuff at 13. And this is why I keep saying about Laura, if people ever consider, you know, when I tell you that, you know, Laura guards her heart, right? She guards it. This is why, because some of the stuff that she went through at this age, you know, like, I don't even know if I can get a date. I don't even know if I'm cute. I don't even know if I'm worthy, you know, because her mom told her she had a good personality. She's like, oh, okay, I get it. I ain't nothing to behold. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, her first, you know, date wasn't really all that, you know, it wasn't really all that. And then it was kind of like, emotional, you know, it was kind of and remember, Laura, this is Laura Winslow we're talking about, right? That's why I love Laura. Remember, Laura called the guy. This is Laura Winslow. And she trust me, she will not have to do that ever again. She will do it for Steve, but she won't have to do it ever again. That literally will be the only time where Laura Winslow got to call to get a date. Everything changes, okay? The fortune changes. But we have to consider that. Like, think about that. Laura had to call him because she didn't think nobody was peeping her enough. So she's like, then when did she say, I could be embarrassing myself and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, do you want to go out on a date with me? You know, so I just want people to understand two things. One, it's why Laura was the way she was. It wasn't just because, you know, Steve was just, she just rejected Steve so much. We got to stop thinking that she was so mean to Steve. She was so, some of it, y'all, if y'all really would just look, it's not even about Steve. It's her inner that's going on the inside of her. It's the war that's going on the inside of her. You know what I'm saying? It's how she's peeping and seeing herself, which is what a lot of us do. Kind of throughout why Laura is pushing at Steve. And it's because she identifies with him a lot, right? I said about Laura. Laura sees so many similarities in Steve, right? What does Laura feel? She feels kind of rejected, like not good enough, right? Not pretty enough, not good enough. What do people say and what do people see about Steve? That he's not good enough. He's kind of rejected. People don't realize that even this young, that Laura kind of identifies with some of the things about Steve. She does. You know, and it can make you feel some type of way because that is the thing in you that people reject. And then it's in her face, like, you know, every day. And I encourage people in, man, like, if maybe you grew up and you didn't have a dad in the home, or maybe you just don't even believe it. I just want to just remind you, there is a heavenly Father that loves you, that cares about you, that understands your journey, that understands your pain, you know, that understands everything about you. You know, whatever that hurt is, whatever that pain is, give it, you know, look to the Lord, give it to the Lord, pray about it, you know what I'm saying? And don't let those things, if there is something that's missing in your life because of a parent this or a parent that, don't doubt yourself. Trust in who you are. You know, I just want to encourage you in that, like, I don't have answers to everything. You know, why did you go through this? Why did you go through that? Why was I raised without my father? Why was I raised without my mother? Why this? I don't have answers to that. And the reality of it, guys, you know, I tell people this all the time is God rarely responds to whys. He rarely, you know, we can take the whys to him all we want to. He rarely ever responds to whys, but he understands, you know, and that's what I want to just encourage you in is that, you know, whatever your situation may be, man, seek the Lord while he may be found. Seek the Lord. He's the one that created you. He's the one that understands everything about you. He understands your hurt. He understands your pain. He understands your anger. He understands your loneliness. He understands your rejection. He understands all that. It says in Psalm 68, 4-6, it says, sing praises to God and to his name. Sing loud praises to him who rides the clouds. His name is the Lord. Rejoice in his presence. Father to the fatherless, defender of the widows. This is God whose dwelling is holy. God places the lonely in families, and he sets prisoners free and gives them joy. Understand that you are made by God. You have a purpose. You are amazing. There's many, many amazing things in you and about you that you can get, that God has placed on the inside of you to give to this world, to give to this earth. It is hard when our parents, you know, are not there or not giving us exactly what we need. It's hard to even grow out of that. But that's why God is right there. He said he's a father to the fatherless. That's what it says in the Bible. So I just want to encourage people in that. Yeah, man. But love God, love people. May God bless you. May God keep you.
It's the murder cartel.